day to show yourself even more love than usual, then the biggest day of love in the world. So for day 14 of our 28-day self-love journal challenge, I'm gonna have you ask yourself, what is your self-love language? I'm sure you've probably heard about the 5 love languages. Quality time, the acts of service, the gift giving, physical touch, and the words of affirmation. But have you ever thought of spinning those around and putting those on yourself? Rather than you affirming your love for someone else, what would you do to affirm that love for you? Now, honestly, I did not think about this. When I wrote down this question, I, in my head, read it as, your love language. So when I reread it, I was like, oh, I have to do this on Valentine's Day. But then I had to ask myself, what on earth is the difference between a love language and a self-love language? So I did a little bit of research on a lovely thing called Pinterest. The link is down below. And I discovered some interesting things. So if we're talking about the normal love languages, I know mine: quality time and physical touch. I like spending time with the people I love. And I love hugs. I'm a big hugger. I can't help it. If I meet you, there is a very good chance that I will give you a hug when I go to leave. I know that there are some people who cannot stand things like that, and I understand. I will not force my love upon you, but just know that there is love there for you. And I'm very sad that I can't hug you, but it's okay. It's okay. So if you turn it around on yourself, let's go through what all of those love languages would be if they are love languages for you. Because with quality time, you like to spend time with other people. A self-love language is what you do by yourself. For some people, that sounds horrendous. It's not bad. Breathe. Everything will be okay. We'll get through this together. Here are some suggestions if quality time might be your love language. Maybe you watch a sunrise or a sunset by yourself. Maybe you paint a picture or color in a coloring book. Doesn't matter how old you are, you can do that. Maybe you go on a nature walk or you start a garden for yourself. Quality time with yourself. See, now it doesn't sound so bad. Now we have acts of service. A lot of times acts of service is you going out and you volunteering. Maybe at a food pantry, maybe for a Toys for Tots, something in your local area. Acts of service for yourself could possibly look like you setting monthly, weekly, or daily goals for yourself. Maybe decluttering and tidying up your space. Maybe you keep a habit tracker. Maybe you donate to charity. Physical touch, like I said earlier with the hugs, and I can't help it and I'm sorry. But for yourself, maybe it's doing a skincare routine. Maybe you do some stretches. Maybe take a bubble bath. Maybe you eat healthier. Eat some fruits and vegetables. Now for words of affirmation, I love this one. With words of affirmation, you're talking somebody else up. Just like we did with the words of affirmations for yourself. Maybe you could do something like those positive affirmations for yourself every day. Maybe you could have a gratitude jar. Maybe you could write some positive notes for yourself. Leave them around the house. How fun would that be? Could you imagine just walking into a room and seeing a note and be like, oh, where did that come from? Because some of us, we forget what we have done as soon as we walk out of the room. Go to your room, find these notes for yourself and be like, oh, I love me. Or just compliment yourself. Just look in the mirror and be like, hey, you know what? You look hot today. That shirt looks great on you. Your hair looks amazing. Your makeup is on point. The beard looks fantastic. Your hair is very suave. And the last one, receiving gifts. Now, receiving gifts, in my mind, is being the person who every holiday, you're always getting gifts for all of your friends, all of your family, and your joy comes from seeing the joy on their faces. I never thought that receiving gifts would ever be one of my love languages, but I think it is my self-love language. So for the self-love language of receiving gifts, maybe you invest in your hobbies. I have a lot of hobbies. I have all of my evolutions. That is a hobby. I invest in that for myself because I love it. It makes me happy. Maybe you start a DIY project. Hi, journaling. How you doing? Did I mention I bought a journal for this whole new practice and I bought pens? I love this. Maybe you treat yourself in other ways. Maybe you get your hair done. Maybe you get a massage. Maybe you have a spa day. Whatever it is, you're treating yourself. Maybe you go as crazy as enrolling yourself in a fun class, like maybe a cooking class, or honestly, there are journaling classes that you can do online If you want to learn how to journal better, or maybe you want to learn how to journal more, there are classes that you can actually take. There are probably some in person. If you go to your public library, I guarantee they've got some kind of class. Maybe you wanted to learn how to knit or crochet or cross stitch. Learn something new, but do it for yourself. Maybe in the long run, the things that you learn can turn into things that you make for other people. But to start, it's for you. So I cannot wait to hear what your self-love languages possibly could be. But until then, I hope you remember that I love you, I'm grateful for you, and I am so thankful for you. Bye!